Cindy Crawford, Gloria Allred, and Ken Starr, just a few of the big names on the Gervais Law radio program focused on the top legal issues of the day.
Founder and host of that show, Alan Gervais, is also the managing partner at Rowan Gervais and Wynn, and he is here to talk all about it.
Love your show. It's a terrific show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You and Carrie do an amazing job
It's
there.
been so much fun, a labor of love, and I know you guys know that because you've been in this business so long.
Yeah, but it takes a lot. Okay, so you and I were just, you kind of mentioned it, and I want to talk about it because, you know, you've got a lot of big name people on your show. There's a lot of people that come in with really interesting stories to tell, but it's not always easy to be the person interviewing those people.
It is not, and sometimes you think it's going to be a real easy interview. It is not. Sometimes you're sitting there thinking, when is this person going to stop talking? Like I'm talking now. Always happens. Recently, I don't want to name any names, but couldn't get the person to stop talking, and I end up interrupting. But I think the ones that have done a lot of TV and radio know how to do it. Alan Dershowitz has been on our show a couple times, and it's interesting because what we do is we look at the person, not the issue. And when we started talking to Alan, for instance, about his background, he said, my mother always told me I would amount to nothing. I couldn't even get through high school.
Alan Dershowitz. Wow.
And that's what
So
he
a little
said.
tidbit we didn't know.
Wow.
And you know, these are the things that we're learning, and this is what I try to do as an interviewer. People love to talk about their background, where they came from, their families. You know, when Jerry Spence, wonderful, legendary attorney
From Wyoming,
talked about his values and how he became, you know, this cowboy lawyer who everyone looks up to. You know, F. Lee Bailey, something so different. Definitely not the values of Jerry Spence, but he was passionate on my show about what he believed in. And, you know, he would tell me about what happened behind the scenes on the O.J. trial, for instance. Little things that these people say. When I talk to Christiane Amanpour and people who are on the air all the time, like you guys are, and they start talking about their life or talking about how they got there. That, to me, is really interesting.
Alan, stop talking for a second.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. I've been waiting to say that my whole career.
Why did you decide to become a lawyer? I'm going to pitch it right back at you.
You know, I was a DJ on a cruise ship.
Wait, stop. What?
I was a DJ on a cruise ship. I graduated from Brown University, went on this cruise ship. I was on for a year and a half, and I stopped and I got a phone call from my parents. And my parents said, "You got into law school." And I said, "I didn't apply."
What?
And they said, "We did."
Oh, they applied for you? Are you kidding me?
And, you know, one thing led to another. I have, as people have said, the gift of the gab, so I like to talk, even though as an interviewer, as you know, it's tough to do because you want to as you're letting me talk, because I have diarrhea of the mouth, you let the guest talk. So, you know, it's something that I wanted to do in court. I always said, I was watching Perry Mason with my parents a long time ago when I was a little boy, and I said, I want to do that. And they said, you want to be a lawyer? I said, no, I want to be the actor who's playing the lawyer.
I want to be Perry Mason.
Raymond Burr, by the way.
Yeah.
Raymond Burr,
But
Perry
here,
Mason.
I want to talk about your favorite guests, because you've had some really big names.
Yeah.
Who is somebody, either your favorite guest or somebody that put something out there that made you, in all of your experience, say, I didn't know that?
Wow.
Well, you know, recently, Gretchen Carlson was on. She used to be
Fascinating story.
the Fox
News, yeah.
No, Fox News.
All these movies have been made about what she did.
Bombshell was made about her.
Yeah.
And she was fascinating. She opened up and she talked about what it was like for her living in her working world in this really awful environment. And to me, when I hear people opening up their soul, I'm like peeling an onion, and I'm getting to their soul. Gloria Allred, my first question, she's been on my show several times, and the first question I ever asked her was, people think you just go out in front of the media because you want to do it for yourself. What do you say to that? And she says, I don't care what people say about me. I don't care what people call me.
True of her.
I am giving a voice to people who don't have a voice, and that's all I care about. And that was meaningful to me.
That's interesting.
Yeah, she and Lisa are very similar that way.
Yeah.
Her daughter, they're like two fiery, feisty lawyers who do their advocacy for their people. And that's, I think, part of what I enjoy about listening to your show is that you give us an inkling as to what it's like in your profession. Because when you go the range from Ken Starr to Alan Dershowitz to Jerry Spence, that's a lot of different personalities in one profession.
And a lot of different political perspectives.
Totally.
We don't go left, right, middle. We just look at the person. Everyone is a human being, and everyone has something to say, regardless of what it may be that they're saying. And I try to get, when you have Erwin Chemerinsky, who is
USC.
Well, now, and he's the dean of Berkeley Law.
Oh, that's right. He's moved up to Berkeley Law.
Very left wing. And then we have Ken Starr, or we have we get debates of people, and we see where they're coming from. We talk about Supreme Court cases and what the perspective is. So all of these people, and then we have actors on who have a different perspective. We did this whole thing on Corey Feldman when he was talking about the child abuse, and he came and opened up his heart and said things on the air with Carrie Kasem, who he used to date, actually.
So when can we hear your show? So people want to listen.
Our shows are heard every week, Sunday at 5 p.m. on 790 KABC. 790 is local here, yet you can hear it streaming live at kbc.com. And if you go to the Gervais Law site, you will see the podcast. There are 300 podcasts. You can find any of these people we're talking about today and listen to what they have to say.
It's a fascinating show, and I love listening to it. It's
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And so many great guests, so many good topics, things that we care about in our daily life. Alan, thank you for coming.
Alan Gervais,
Thanks for having
me. Nice to have you here.
We'll be right back.